I made some awesome meatballs to go with my spaghetti and homemade pasta sauce tonight. You guys want to see how I made them? Keep on watching. Hello everyone and welcome back. Before I get into the recipe, I just want to say I'm sorry. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, then I'm not sorry because you don't know what I'm apologizing for. But for those of you who have seen my previous pasta gravy or traditional Italian-American pasta gravy sauce video a few years ago, may remember I added some meatballs at the end of that video to go with the pasta there at the time. And I had made promises in the comments and to those who asked about the recipe for the meatballs, and I said, yeah, I'll get to it. Well, I finally got to it, finally. Sorry for the long delay. So, okay, so there you go. But I made some spaghetti for dinner tonight and some homemade pasta sauce, and of course I love to make homemade meatballs too to go with it, so I did that. You want to see how I make them? Keep on watching. And here are all the ingredients. So it's quite a bit. I'll put the actual recipe down in the video description down below the video, make it easier for you to copy this later. But just go over these things really quickly. Of course, we have the meat. You can't have meatballs without meat, right? So I have about a 1.5 to 1 ratio of ground round beef to ground pork. So this is about a 1.5 pound to 1 pound ratio here. And I have a minced up or finely chopped small white onion. This could be yellow onion, whatever it is. A couple 2 to 3 beaten eggs, 3 pieces of Italian bread. Now this is my homemade bread. I've done a video or 2 or more on this topic before on my channel. It's really good bread. If you haven't seen that video and want to make your own, go check out that video or those videos. So you're going to need these. I have a block of pecorino romano cheese, but I only need about a cup's worth of that grated. I got about a cup or more of plain breadcrumbs, about 3/8 to a half cup of milk, and a number of spices here, including some salt, about a teaspoon, it looks like about a tablespoon of black pepper, some chopped up fresh oregano, which is actually here for looks, but I actually have it chopped up already, about tablespoons worth it looks like, and about a tablespoon's worth of dried basil, which I would normally use fresh, but I lost my basil crop this fall. I don't have any fresh on hand, and some garlic powder. I put all those ratios and ingredients down below so I don't misspeak now because I can't remember what they all were, honestly. Well, the bread's on the table here. I'm going to go ahead and peel the crust off of these. You don't want the crust in this, so I'm just going to go ahead and tear that off. Alright, so I got a pile of uncrusted bread. The crust can go into the backyard for the squirrels and birds, whatever. But for now, I'm going to tear this into small pieces, but I'm going to wait to do that until a little bit later.
Non più tra I farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno di torno girando, delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto a dolcino d'amor. Delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto a dolcino d'amor.
Alright, that should be good with a little extra breadcrumbs here. I might add it all, I just want to don't overdo it just yet. So I'm going to stir it all together, mix it all in with my hands. Alright. It's time to make the balls. So what I'm going to do is, I got these gloves on. You don't need gloves, but I'm just doing it because I don't have a sink out here to wash my hands where I'm at here. So I'm going to just use the gloves, but put a little olive oil on them, sort of slippery like that. And start getting little chunks of meat. You roll up balls depending on the size you like them to be. I like them to be about a golf ball size personally. So you don't pack them too tight, but you kind of roll them into about a size like that. Stick them on the paper. I got some parchment paper on a sheet here, just so I don't have much of a mess to clean up later. But you can spray the pan with Pam or whatever, right? But we'll go ahead and fill this up with meatballs. All right, folks, there we go. So, got a lot of meatballs here. I'm gonna put this in my oven at 400 degrees, and we'll come back. And here they are about 25 minutes later. You know, anywhere between 20 and 25 minutes is what I usually get, depending on how big the balls are that I make. Get up to about 165 degrees or so, and they're cooked through. Now, the next step here is up to you. You can let these cool and freeze them in portions for the future, which I'll do for about half of them, and the other half or a quarter or so are for tonight's dinner. And I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next step here. I tossed the meatballs I'm going to eat tonight in a pan of fresh homemade pasta sauce, or actually pasta gravy. Gravy being that I used pork neck bones as a base for the meat flavor in the sauce, hence the term gravy rather than sauce. But anyway, if you haven't seen my video on how to make the sauce, go check it out. It's on my video on my channel. I have a link down below for you to see, or maybe up here in the corner. But for the time being, I'm going to go ahead and let these simmer for a while and absorb some of that flavor, and we'll be back. All right, folks, let's take a look here. Oh yeah, that's looking real good. All right, well, let's go ahead and serve this on some pasta, huh? There we go. There we go, folks. A couple of meatballs. Let's cut a meatball open before I actually eat this thing. There we go. I want to show you the inside before I start eating them. There you go. So that looks pretty good. Yeah, that looks real good. Oh man. Oh. All right, let's try some, huh? All right, folks, here we go. Let's give it a try, yeah? I just like to see that, don't you? Let's see. I'm going to leave the pasta in there. I'm just going to try the meatball. Oh, this is so good, man. I'm not surprised. I make these all the time, but I don't make them. I make them every year, a couple times a year, but not like regularly, like not every week or month. So when I do make them, they are a good treat. And boy, it makes me wish I make them more often than I do, eating these things. But they're just tender. They're juicy. They fall apart in your mouth. You know, taste the meat, both meats, onions, herbs. Sauce is soaked through these things from simmering in the pot. It, man. And the cheese in there, it's a little cheesy too. Oh, this is killer, man. Okay, well, that's, I'm gonna eat the rest of that in a few minutes here, but that was my meatball video, folks. I know I'm a few years behind. I did this Italian-American pasta gravy or sauce video a few years ago, promising that I was going to do a follow-up on the meatballs in that video, and of course I dropped the ball on that. Sorry about that, but finally got around to it, and I hope you liked it. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. If you're a new subscriber, please subscribe, and other than that, I'll talk to you next time. See ya. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out other videos on my YouTube channel, and don't forget to subscribe.